Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Chris Rodriguez, and I am the owner and founder of a company here in El Paso called Suncitylawncare. Okay, we're in West Texas. Today's video is about weed control. Okay, if you watch one of our more recent videos, we talked about doing application of pre-emergent and post-emergent, doing a dual application at the same time to our lawn as we are trying to get rid of some ryegrass inside of the lawn areas, as well as we're trying to implement the pre-emergent application to protect the lawn from future weed pressure throughout the growing season. Okay, so today what we're talking about is not so much the lawn areas, but your other areas, maybe a mulch bed, or in our case here in West Texas in El Paso, a lot of xeriscape where you've got a lot of rock beds, which is what we're going to be targeting today, are weeds inside of those more uncommon areas that you don't actually have grass. Okay, so in doing so, what you want to make sure you apply is either a selective or non-selective herbicide. Those are your two types, your two primary types of herbicides. Okay, a selective herbicide is a herbicide that we use, different classifications, but a selective herbicide is a herbicide that is used commonly inside of areas or where you're growing grass and you have a specific targeted weed that you are trying to remove from your lawn areas. Okay, so for example, in this time of the season, which now if you haven't already would be a good time to apply your pre-emergent, but is a weed that is very common to germinate this time of the season here in our area is a weed called crabgrass. Okay, there's varieties of weeds. There's hundreds and hundreds of different types of weeds, but the one that we target this time of the year is one known as crabgrass. Now that particular weed is a grass that we use pre-emergent for to target before it germinates into a bigger, taller weed. Okay, so again, going back to the focus of the video where we're targeting areas, not so much where you're growing grass, but rock beds or mulch beds, you can go back to your selective herbicides if you've got one specific weed growing inside of your mulch beds or rock beds, or you can use the other option, which is a non-selective herbicide. Okay, now what I'm going to show you guys back behind me here is a vast, I'm not going to get into detail about each selective and non-selective herbicide that we use as a company or that I use as a homeowner, because today we're going to be demonstrating at my own personal property some weeds that are growing inside of our front yard, inside of our rock landscaping. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and implement a non-selective herbicide. So when you guys are shopping, and I'm going to give you guys some ideas of where you guys can get some product, okay, locally, and what you can get online. Okay, so your non-selective herbicide is the herbicide you're going to be using for those areas that you have rocks, pure dirt, your sand areas, your backyard's full of stickers and it's nothing but weeds, or you've got rock landscaping like I do, and you're going to be targeting weeds inside of areas that you are not growing grass or vegetables. You may be growing some trees, but it's okay to use these non-selective herbicides to use in those areas. So let's talk about our first non-selective herbicide that you can get locally at your big box stores. Okay, and this is one of them. I have it right here in front because I don't want to grab the wrong one, A, and two, this isn't a sponsored ad or anything like that, but this particular product, okay, BioAdvance. The reason why I want to point this one out first is because this is the one that I recommend. This is a BioAdvance Organics brand weed and grass killer. Okay, I want to reiterate that. Weed and grass killer. Something to note about your non-selective herbicides, which you can spray on your rocks or your lawn if you wanted, but this is going to kill everything. So we're going to focus on spraying this specifically for your non-lawn areas. Okay, for a video where you can spray non-selective herbicides inside of a lawn area, that'll be a whole nother video, but we're not going to talk about that. We're simply focused on spraying non-selective herbicides, a herbicide that will kill and decimate all inside of a mulch or rock bed area only. And today we're going to be demonstrating a rock bed area. So this is the one that I do recommend. Okay, 2 reasons. Primarily, BioAdvance is a great product line. I've been using them for years and have had great results. 2 is that this particular one is organic, okay? I'm a big fan of OMRI listed products, primarily because as you guys watch the channel, we grow produce here as well, okay? There is another option, which is a BioAdvance weed and grass killer, but it is not organic, okay? So what is the difference? Well, when you guys are shopping around, you make a decision whether you want to be organic or not organic. Do you care? Do you not care? Environment, friendly, you make up your own mind. I'm not going to tell you otherwise. I push organic products here, okay? But when you get down to your shopping, what you want to focus on is the fine print, okay? The small print there, the active ingredient. And I don't know if that's going to show up. It's blurry, not so blurry. So let's talk about the difference, okay? What we're talking about, ammoniated soap and fatty acids when we're talking about these 2 particular products, okay? The organic product is an ammoniated soap of fatty acids, okay? The one that is not organic does contain some glyphosate and ammonium, okay? And that's what makes it not organic, or your glyphosate products are not organic. So that's where you differentiate between the 2. So these 2 I do definitely recommend, moreover the organic product, okay? This is what you can get at your big box stores, a Home Depot or a Lowe's. And they do sell, and I don't carry any of it, they do sell the big old bottles of Roundup, okay? And when you guys are shopping, and this is kind of like a homeowner tip here, when you guys are shopping and you see those big bottles in the front of the store, when you walk in and it's lawn care season or it's weed control season, and I know here in El Paso, it's big weed control season, all right? We're already getting phone calls about starting to control some weeds in some sand areas, some rock areas, behind properties. As a homeowner, when you go out and you start shopping, you see that big old bottle and it's like 14, 15 bucks. My immediate recommendation is do not buy that one, okay? The reason why I say that is what I want you to focus on as a homeowner is when you look at that big old bottle, that big old jug, and let me give you a big one, okay? I'm gonna give you a big example here. When you see that big old jug inside of the front of the store, don't immediately gravitate towards it, okay? It can be tempting, sure, because it's $14 and you want to save a buck or 2. Here's the problem, okay? Especially if when it comes to Roundup, great product line, ain't knocking it. I'm just saying, as a consumer, and we're all consumers, and we'd like to price shop these days, especially in the way the market is right now, which I'm not going to get into. Big old bottle, right? What you want to focus in is key in on the active ingredient, that small fine print there, okay? That is what I want you guys to pay attention to, okay? When you are shopping, I want you to find, if you're shopping for a big bottle because you got a big yard and you need to spray a lot of weeds, that's fine. This is what's called a concentrated liquid right here, okay? As you can see, is a big old bottle. It's 100% concentrated that I have to mix with water. This is a little spray bottle. I spray the weed, it does its job, okay? I don't have to mix this one with water. This big old jug, when you're buying these big jugs, sometimes they're gonna have like a little spray handle in here. Sometimes they're not, they're just gonna have a cap. You may have to invest in a pump spray, which is what we're gonna be using today. And I'm gonna show you a demonstration of the difference between the 2. But this one, this is something I mix with water, okay? Getting back to the point at hand, pay attention to that fine print. That's what we want to focus on. There's an active ingredient percentage that I want you to tune in on and really, really focus on, okay? For example, this is Agricil Glyphosate Pro, Glyphosate Pro. This is 41% glyphosate. When we're spraying yards, we're using a product that have got an active ingredient. 41% of this product contains glyphosate, okay? This is not organic, but the active ingredient is 41%. So when you're out and about shopping at the big box stores, what I want you guys to focus on is that active ingredient and percent of active ingredient contained inside that jug. If you get one that is 14 bucks and it's a big old bottle, but it's got 2% active ingredient, I guarantee you're going to be out there the next week spraying some more weeds, guys. That's the catch, okay? So let's dive right into this. I'm gonna go ahead and show you some weeds, and then we're gonna go ahead and spray them with 2 different methods. I'm gonna go ahead and show you with something you can get if you're just spot treating a couple different weeds, and then we're gonna go ahead and mix up some solution where we're gonna spray some more weeds, but with a different product, with a different method. All right, guys, so behind me here, as you guys can see, we are going to be working with our rock bed area. And let's just dive into this. Let's get up close and personal, El Paso and the U.S., wherever you guys are at. Let's check out these weeds, okay? We got a couple. What we're treating here are some weeds along the edges here. And what this weed is, that is yellow mustard weed, okay? And I've got, it's for some reason, it's always along the edges here. I don't know if you can see that green right along the edge there. And then back over here, let's just walk you guys down to it. See that yellow flower right there? Yellow mustard weed, guys. Here's another one. And it just couple every 5-6 feet, okay? Now, here's what we're gonna tune in into also, is we got some broadleaf weeds, and they're very sporadic. That right there, we've got 2 trees, and then I've got artichoke, okay? And then around the artichoke, in the rock, more so back this way, same thing, there's an artichoke plant there. Same thing back that way. There's broadleaf weeds that are emerging around that area, okay? So I'm gonna show you how we spray inside of a xeriscape rock or mulch bed area where we've got weeds, okay? This time of the season, weeds are germinating. It's appropriate soil temperatures when that stuff's starting to happen. Inside of your lawn areas, you've got potential for crabgrass if you're reaching that 55-degree soil temperature range, which, if you watched my video yesterday, I talked more about pre-emergent inside of your lawn areas, but I've got the 2 herbicides here. We're gonna go ahead and treat the side with the patio here. We're gonna go ahead and use the tank sprayer that I have here. Okay, that tank sprayer right there, the pump sprayer, that's a battery operated pump sprayer. And I went ahead and filled this with the glyphosate 41%. And there's a ratio, okay? When you guys get a concentrated herbicide solution, there's a percent or ounces per gallon per 1,000 square feet, or if you're spot treating weeds like we're doing today, there's a mixture ratio. I want you to read the product label so that you can fine tune that. But you simply put it in your sprayer, you mix it with water. In this case, I'm gonna power it on. It's gonna pump all the air out of it, and I'm gonna go ahead and spray the weeds along my walkway here, okay? We're gonna use the glyphosate this way. The weeds on that area by the trees and my artichoke plants, I'm gonna go ahead and use a method. I'm gonna grab a piece of cardboard. In my case, I got a cardboard box from it's a pizza box. We're gonna separate my desired plant from the weeds, and we're gonna spot treat each one of the weeds with our organic weed and grass killer, okay? All right, guys, so we went ahead and sprayed the left side and the right side along the rock here. What I do want to give you guys a demonstration, we're gonna follow up with this weed right here by the cactus and the rock. This little weed. Okay, see how I soaked it? We're gonna come back and we're gonna follow up with this weed and see how fast this weed and grass killer works. And we're also gonna monitor the weeds that we sprayed along the pathway here and see how fast that product works. All right, guys, so that's pretty much it when it comes to weed control, okay? You really wanna stay on top of it. Some things to keep in mind when you are out and about, it's spraying herbicides, spraying weeds. You wanna do it on the least windiest day possible, no wind at all. That is your most desirable time in accordance with state regulations, okay? That's very important to keep that in mind as well. Next to that are your PPE. You want to make sure, and as you guys noticed, when I was demonstrating the spraying, I was wearing my long sleeve, I had my eye protection on, I've got my shoes, long pants, and my socks on, and gloves as well. I do recommend a face mask if you're susceptible to those sort of things as well, or being outdoors. A face mask, there's nothing wrong with that as well. We're all used to wearing face masks anyways, right? And the last thing I wanted to mention is, if you'll notice, what we're talking about today is spraying weeds inside of mulch bed areas, landscape rock bed areas, xeriscape for my El Paso homeowners. This is what you want to do. Now, if your weeds are too tall, what I do recommend is taking a trimmer or mower out there, getting them all chopped down. What we're spraying are actively growing weeds, things that actually have living tissue growing on them. Green looking weeds right now. Your brown dormant weeds, you can't target those because they're dormant right now, or they're already dead. So make sure you're targeting actively growing weeds. Stay on top of it. And then the last thing I want to mention is inside your mulch bed areas. If you have desirable vegetables, root crops, things you want to keep, what I do recommend is to not even bother spraying these areas. Get out there and hand pull, okay? As you guys noticed throughout my video, and if y'all been following my channel, we do run a food forest here on the side of the property, and I don't have weeds because I have everything laid out with mulch throughout this area. However, what I will say is that along the cracks and crevices, I have pulled a couple weeds, and I'm going to give you a quick demonstration of a weed growing in through a crack here. And all we do inside of my garden area is I pull these weeds out, and I actually mulch them. I throw them in my not mulch them, but I throw them in my compost bin and let that material decompose, and I reuse it, turn it into good new soil. But again, this is where I'm growing produce, so I eat it. I don't want herbicides in this area, therefore I don't spray these areas. But your rock bed areas, okay, maybe where you're growing some flowers, use the technique that I showed you of using a piece of cardboard and separate the weed from the desired plant, and then carefully spray on a non-windy day, and your plant will be just fine. But I'm telling you right now, guys, all these areas where you guys got rocks all throughout here, weed time is around the corner. Stay on top of it, okay? If not, they will consume your property, and you're gonna be paying somebody like me to come out there and spray it for you, and I hope you got money. Anyways, I'm just kidding. It's 2023, guys. Welcome to lawn care season. Get out there, start taking care of your yards, keep it maintained so that everything is aesthetically pleasing and your property values don't decrease. Anyways, if you guys have any questions, comments, don't forget to subscribe, like the channel, leave a comment below. I will be in touch.